What's going on, everyone? We are back with the 10P DC podcast. It is me, Coach Gino, along with my handy, trusty cameraman, Mark. Mark, give him a shout.
What's up, everyone?
All right, guys. So February 3rd today, we are in the new month, just like that. Okay, 1 month done. And we are rolling along at the gym. We got some updates for you guys. New ranked rash guards are out there on the website. If you guys check it out on the store, you can get your ranked rash guard for all those who are in the jiu-jitsu program. You know, with no-gi classes, it's always tricky to remember everyone's rank. So whenever you have the opportunity to wear your rank, it's always a good thing for the instructors and no-gi spots. I'm sure all the 10th Planet Moonheads can agree. You know, after a while, when you get a lot of guys on the mat and they've been with you for years, you know, the colors seem to sometimes slip your mind. So you want to make sure, again, you guys are ranked up correctly. You are wearing the colors coordinated with your rank, and check it out on the store. If you guys have any requests for merchandise, let us know. We try to get that stuff out for you guys as soon as we can. And speaking of merchandise, new Muay Thai gear coming soon. We've got some new updates on shorts. We don't have any mock-ups yet, but we are planning to get that out for you guys soon. Hopefully we can get that along with some new Muay Thai gear. We are overdue for updating some of the Muay Thai gear at the gym. New pads, new Thai pads, new boxing mitts, and all that. So as we move on, more announcements will be moved into the newsletter, or then you guys should get that shortly. We're working on putting that out for you guys. Again, our monthly newsletter. If you guys haven't checked your emails for the past few months' newsletters, make sure you do. If you guys are not getting them in your spam or anything, let us know. We'll make sure that you're getting a copy sent to you when we send out those monthly newsletters. Again, coming out shortly, not out yet, but we will get that out to you soon. In the newsletter, again, you'll see some other updates, new scheduling, new yoga classes. We're going to be adding some classes. We're also adjusting some of the time slots for the yoga classes. Obviously, the 6 a.m. class with Bryson on Tuesday, Thursdays, we've been promoting that in the last few podcasts. Make sure you guys are coming out to show your support with the class, and make sure you guys are coming out getting your training. If you guys are interested in more classes or anything, certain time slots or any requests for classes, let us know. We try to make sure, as well as with the merchandise, we're hearing you out for class advice and class time slots if you guys are looking for more class times and more times to train. Tickets are available at the front desk for both Logan's fight on February 18th and Bryson's fight on March 10th. If you guys need tickets, hard copies of the tickets, come to the front desk. We can give them to you there. We have the prices and all that for VIP, general admission up at the front. I think we also have some of the posters up for the upcoming kickboxing event that's coming on in 2 weeks on the 18th. So we will be enjoying a fun time out in San Francisco, competing under the point kickboxing rules, along with the amateur bouts that will be following afterwards. So again, get your tickets soon. Get them early. Hopefully you're able to get a good seat when you come to the show and have a good time. But yeah. We're going to move on today and talk briefly about some combat sports updates. And today I also want to touch base on something different than our usual combat sports updates. I want to talk a little bit about last competition we had, the 10P NorCal team duel, the white belt team duel. And also talk about a little bit of the history of 10P NorCal. But again, before I move on to that, let me start with real quick news on the combat sports world. UFC news tomorrow. We have Derek Lewis going back at it. Look, I thought he was going back at light heavyweight with all the weight he was cutting. But looks like it's a heavyweight fight versus Sergey Spivak. And this should be a good main event for us tomorrow night. It is going to be a fight night, not a pay-per-view. So if you have an ESPN app or ESPN on your channel provider, you'll be able to watch it out there. A lot of fighters. Apparently, this card was supposed to be in Korea. I think Korean Zombie was supposed to be on it. But unfortunately, he's not fighting on this. So we have a lot of Asian fighters, which is looking like Choi Doo-ho, the Superboy, I think, is going to be fighting as well. Not too many other fighters I am familiar with on this card, so I won't be able to talk too much about this. But with these fights, you're always looking forward to seeing really good, entertaining fights when there's folks you've never seen fight before, because a lot of these guys come to impress and put on a show, make a statement in it. So, you know, just because you don't know the fighters doesn't mean you shouldn't tune in. So I'm looking forward to seeing some of those fights on the ESPN Plus app tomorrow. So we are looking at, again, ONE FC is hosting another Muay Thai bout tonight, and there's plenty of fighters on that card as well. If you guys don't have ESPN Plus, if you have Prime Video, you can tune in to the ONE FC fights. I believe they're on YouTube as well. And ONE FC is actually having a very interesting controversy right now with the Muay Thai authority in one of the Muay Thai authorities in Thailand. So, interesting case. I'm not too familiar on the case, but let me real quick look up because I forget who is actually suing ONE FC. I think it's because of the way ONE FC has been handling their basically the way they've been hosting the Muay Thai fights. So it looks like it's the Boxing Association of Thailand, which is taking a stab at ONE FC, saying that it's entertainment fighting. It's not true Muay Thai, and they're not liking the way ONE FC is hosting these Muay Thai events and these Muay Thai fighters. And it's an interesting case because we're looking at Muay Thai, a sport, or I should say martial art, that's been around for thousands of years and has a lot of traditionalists, a lot of purists that are trying to keep that sport alive and well. And then you have the ONE FC, which is doing things a little different. You know, they have the big shows. Excuse me. They fight in a cage. They're fighting with small gloves. And it's not the traditional Muay Thai we've seen in the past with the way, they do it in Thailand. And again, it's something that I think the fans are fine with, but the commission, the purists, those who want to keep Muay Thai alive by the standards it's been holding for the thousands of years it's been going for as a sport. I think they're just being a little protective of what their holy grail is, their Muay Thai, their style of Muay Thai. And again, I see pros and cons to both sides, and you never know how it turns out with these lawsuits, if they even follow through with it or if they find some kind of compromise or settle out of court. But hopefully we can see still high level fights the way ONE FC has been posting and the way they've been showing high level fights for a while. And I'm really happy actually with the product. I can see where the Boxing Association would not be happy with it, especially if it's taking out the profits. Excuse me. Let me get some water in here. And then we're going to move on today, everyone. Excuse me, got a cough. So, not much else combat sports night-wise. Mark, is there anything else out there right now? I can't think of anything.
I'm excited for next week. It's going to be Volk versus Islam next week.
I forgot. I totally forgot about that. Wow. Volk and Islam. Okay, we got to do a full breakdown of that. Okay, let me see. Who else is on that card? 1 second. Okay. Oh, yeah. So, let me just run through that card real quick. You got Islam Makhachev, Alexander Volkanovski with the headline. Co-main eventing, Yair Rodriguez and Josh Emmett. That is going to be a banger. And I think this is going to be for a interim title. We've got Jack Madalena versus Randy Brown. I'm a big fan of Randy Brown. Justin Tafa's back in heavyweight versus Parker Porter. Not too familiar with Porter. And Jimmy Crute versus Alonzo Mainfield. So, very stacked card. It's going to be a very good show. Tyson Pedro's on the prelim card. We've got a few other bouts that, again, I'm not familiar with, but it should be a good time. Next week, that is a big test for Islam and a big test for Volk. So we'll talk about a full breakdown on that fight next week, and we're gonna really dive in onto Islam versus Volk. What are the chances? Who's gonna win? What's going on? And I think I can go a whole show talking about that matchup. So today we move on, talk a little bit about some history today. And now, I wanted to take this episode and really speak on the 10P NorCal family and all the 10P NorCal squad members out there who are really supporting and showing love and really building this community up. So let's talk about last weekend. Last weekend at 10th Planet Oakland, Michael Hillebrand, along with the 10th Planet Oakland crew, hosted the White Belt Quintet. Or White Belt Team Duel. So we've talked about all these team duels before, and we're trying to make them regularly happen so that our guys can get better. They can get used to sub-only tournaments and, just having fun time with the family. Also, the 4-year anniversary of 10th Planet Oakland was yesterday. So, again, happy anniversary to 10th Planet Oakland. So, again, these events really bond us. They really help us to come together. The 10P NorCal crew is definitely strong. It's something where if you look back on it, and you see how far we've come, it's definitely amazing to see the growth, amazing to see what we've become now. And, we're actually putting a statement out there. Tempe NorCal is a force to reckon with. There's no doubt, especially in the jiu-jitsu community and the 10P community. So let's start from the roots of what this 10th Planet NorCal family and how it started. Now, I would be remiss if I did not mention the founder of Tempe NorCal, Denny Prokopos. Denny Prokopos, one of my coaches and a lot of the coaches of a lot of the Tempe NorCal Moonheads. And, Denny was the first 10th Planet black belt. I was with Denny and Eddie in 2009. And I remember Denny was just a brown belt at the time. And then Eddie decided to promote him to the first black belt in the system. So Denny already had 10th Planet San Francisco, which is the original 10P NorCal school. Out of 10P San Francisco, you have Alex Kanders, Adam Saknoff, Michael Hillebrand, and myself for a period of time. We all were 10P San Francisco, representatives. And I think over time, that 10P San Francisco family, the ones that still training and repping the 10P, we've continued to bond and grow and, still have that connection of our roots. So Denny moved on and decided to do his own association, and we'll move past the 10th Planet Association. So leaving the 10P NorCal to the remainder of us who had schools. So while Denny was running Tempe San Francisco, the first additional school to Tempe NorCal was 10th Planet Walnut Creek. And Alex Kanders was the first 10P NorCal school outside of San Francisco. And Alex Kanders, if you're not familiar with, is second degree black belt under 10th Planet, and he is very, very experienced with a lot of martial arts. He's done, kung fu. He's done Filipino martial arts. He's done MMA. He's done kickboxing. Alex is, like myself, a mixed martial artist. He enjoys the training aspect of MMA, along with loving jiu-jitsu and the 10th Planet system. Alex has a funny story. Like when he started, he actually reached out to Eddie before he was even training 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu, and he was requesting to open up a school before he was even training. Eddie responded to him, "He's like, you probably should train first before you start to open up a school." So Alex from the get-go wanted to open up a location for 10th Planet, which is amazing, right? And over time, he ended up training with Denny, getting better, eventually got his black belt under Denny. And, I forgot if it was purple or brown. Alex, you'll have to correct me on this. But he opened up his school before he was a black belt and was continuing to run it, just like Denny did when he was a brown. And just like I did when I was a brown. So a lot of schools will start by brown belts, especially back in the day. 10th Planet was still growing. It wasn't as it wasn't nearly where it is today. But we saw the seeds grow, and we saw people growing and branching off and starting to create other schools around the area. And Walnut Creek was the additional school to San Francisco in the get-go. Following up, meanwhile, while all that's happening, Adam Saknoff, 10th Planet San Mateo, 10th Planet San Mateo head owner and the second degree black belt, is training with Denny, one of the top competitors. And Adam, Big Red, is a killer. You do not underestimate Adam for, he's got the size that will intimidate you for the get-go, but the flexibility he has, his jiu-jitsu IQ, he kills it. And he's been all the way to the ADCC tournament, which is the highest level of no-gi tournaments. And he was definitely making a statement on the competition scene. Adam created 10th Planet San Mateo, I believe 2013 or 14, if I'm not mistaken. When I returned from LA, training with Eddie from 2009 to 2009 to 2014, I immediately went to go check out Adam's school, because in between I would go to San Francisco and train up there. But Adam was in San Mateo, and I definitely wanted to check it out. Since I live in San Mateo County, I figured that would be a great spot to get some training in. I remember the early days, they were in a Taekwondo school. Adam was working and teaching classes all the time. And also you had young Alan Sanchez in there. Alan Sanchez, hungry. Every time I was at San Mateo, he was there drilling, working, and he was getting the reps in. Alan was obsessed with jiu-jitsu. You can tell from the get-go, and he was just a monster on the mat. And every time you saw him, he was getting better and better and better, progressing super fast, and was just one of those guys that was built for this sport. So Adam and Alan brought San Mateo up to where it's at today. Adam is now, running 10th Planet San Mateo for how many? Almost 7 years, I think, about to be 8 years. And Alan, EBI champion now. Amazing to see. These guys are killers, and Alan's far from done. He's still making a statement into the jiu-jitsu world. Adam is killing it with the school, and the San Mateo crew is just killing it with continuing to build champions and competitors at the highest level. So School number 2, you have Adam Sacknoff with 10th Planet San Mateo. Next, I decided to open up 10th Planet Daly City, and that's where the Daly City School came in. Daly City actually was going to be built originally and work together with all the schools, and that was the whole point, is just to get Daly City, another school, another location in the area to work alongside the strong teams we had already. And then my story has already been discussed. We've already talked about the roots of Daly City, but during that time, coincidentally, 10th Planet Stockton is building up. 10th Planet Stockton with Tim Freeman, who works under Casey Calstead. Tim Freeman is actually 10th Planet Brown Belt as well, and he is actually a black belt under Sergio Silva. He's also a black belt in the gi. So you got a dual belt Moonhead here. Tim Freeman, a lot of experience, runs the Inside BJJ podcast, does a lot for the BJJ community, currently owns 10P Nashville as well. So Tim takes his time in between here in Nashville and works to keep both schools alive and well. Also, shout out to Sam Espinola, who is also helping out Tim while Tim's out in Nashville, and Sam's been holding it down in the Stockton team. So 10th Planet Stockton, 10th Planet Daly City, both were born in 2018. And following that, the following year, Michael Hildebrand, the 10th Planet Oakland Moonhead, second degree black belt, opens up 10th Planet Oakland. 10th Planet Oakland, immediately from the get-go, is a big hit. Michael's been working on trying to get a school open for years. I remember when we were training at San Francisco, and he was just always wanting to open up a school. And he was just one of those guys you knew he was going to be a good coach. He was already coaching us, all of us at that time, and teaching. And he was already so passionate about the sport that by the time Oakland came around, there was no doubt he would kill it as a Moonhead and instructor. So I don't know if I've talked about, but Moonhead means the head of a 10th Planet school. I don't know if I've ever touched base on that. But if you're confused about what the term Moonhead means, it means a 10th Planet school owner. So Hildebrand, the Moonhead of 10th Planet Oakland, now in their fourth year. So it's very, very great to see. Michael's built a strong team, has a lot of champions, a lot of guys, and Michael is big on making competitors. For jiu-jitsu specific competitors, there's few to find. Michael Hildebrand's obsessed with the sport, just like a lot of us are. But Michael's already shown his progress is definitely been built on a lot of time on the mat, a lot of time dedicated to the sport, and really just being a great spirit and energy for the team. 10P NorCal, again, always stronger when we got more guys like that. And then rounding off the 10P NorCal family, we have Albert Tapia, brown belt under, I believe, Ron Turner and Coach Halstead, Casey Halstead. So Albert originally from 10th Planet, originally from Sacramento. I believe that's his hometown. Albert spent some time in SoCal. Albert Tapia, man, pro MMA fighter, experienced high-level jiu-jitsu competitor, even runs his own tournament, Submissions on the Shore. I believe that's the tournament name. But there is a lot of experience under that man's belt. Albert Tapia just newly opened Tempe SAC. I believe it's been a year now. Mark, do you remember when SAC began? It might have been 1 or 2 years, but SAC is the most recent school to the NorCal family, and Albert is killing it out there as well. We had our blue belt tournament last month with him at his school, so we're proud to see that he's rising up and he's doing well. And, all these schools, we all try to work together. The NorCal family, we'll come at each other with some competitions, friendly competitions. We'll come together. We'll have open mats. We'll have rolls. We'll have potlucks. And, we'll have good times. We all try to support each other. In this sport, we all know the importance of cross-training, getting a lot of looks with different types of people, and getting a lot of reps in with different body types and different experience levels. So that's what makes the association strong, is us being able to work together, bring new people in, new communities in, and really bring them into the family. So Tempe NorCal, again, I'm really proud to see how far it's grown. And overall, the Tempe family all over the world can learn from this type of community. And, SoCal is definitely probably the top in the 10th Planet NorCal numbers wise, because, Eddie Bravo is from SoCal. He's Santa Ana, and he definitely has all of his roots in the SoCal area and built strong. But it's great to see that the NorCal area is now picking up, and we're starting to see more growth out here. And I do like having it this tight-knit community, and I like to see that all of us have been growing together and helping each other and supporting each other. So I just want to keep that progress going. No matter how the competitions go, no matter where any of us end up relocating to or moving to, that 10P NorCal family is always staying strong. We're always staying united, and I hope to keep it that way for a long, long period of time. I think it's something that a lot of us are working towards, trying to build that even greater and then open up more schools, see more competitors come out, see more champions come out. And the biggest and best thing about it is, seeing how we all work together and seeing that community that we're building within the NorCal community. You got the Tempe NorCal page. I believe Chris Vickers, shout out to Vickers, brown belt under Alex Kanders, is helping run that page. Strong NorCal competitors out there, guys who are just going out there representing and killing it for us. You got to shout it out to all the guys in the NorCal family. And, all those of you who are just entering our community and our team, again, don't be shy. Make sure you try to find a way to support your teammates and, find a way if you're able to get out there and represent. That's always great for us, too. The more representatives we have out there repping NorCal on the competition field or just in general in life, it's always going to be, helping this team survive and go longer and longer. I'm so happy that all of us, most of us started before the pandemic, and we're still here today. And that's the big thing that I was so concerned about, not only for my school but all my fellow schools. And it's great to see that we survived it. We worked together. We all banded together and helped each other out in those times. And I think we're going to be able to last. For an indefinite period of time, if we continue that community and that bond, strengthen that bond with each other. And again, shout out to everyone, all the Tempe NorCal fam. We'll talk down the line more about some history. If you guys have questions about any of the stories, any of the stuff that we've been through, we can go on and on about the storylines with the NorCal family. But it's all love. At the end of the day, all love, all respect, and we all just want the best for each other. And at the same time, trying to choke each other out, trying to kill each other on the mat, and that's what it's about. That's how you get better in this martial arts community. You got to be able to compete, yet still have the brotherhood. And that's the big thing that I want to remember. You guys all emphasize is even though we're competing sometimes on the mat with tournaments or whatever it may be, if it's 10P and if it's NorCal especially, those are our fam, okay, regardless of the outcome of what the match is. So that's all I got to say. And again, on the NorCal family, big shout out to them. Mark, any last thoughts that I missed or you wanted to point out?
Who's going to open up San Jose? That's always the next question.
We got a lot of locations. San Jose, North Bay. We've talked about a lot of places. East Bay still got some spots. But, the definite thing is you got to have the right vibe. You got to have the right energy. And you got to make sure, you're working with us. And Tempe NorCal is a tight-knit community. We don't want no Ronins out there just doing their own thing without being with the community. But who knows? A lot of locations out there. If there's a location that you're looking at and you want to build for, start talking about it. Let us know. We could. Who knows where that might turn out. But yeah, Mark.
Tempe NorCal, love you all. You are awesome.
All right, everyone. Take care. Train hard. Stay consistent, and all the good stuff.